Remember, we got them brand new Tribe Gang mass available. I mean, the old joints. Remember, the old joint just said Tribe Gang on the side. You know what I mean? The old shiesties. You know what I mean? Or the Tribe Gang TV. Tap in. The Tribe Gang mask with the new logo. You know, we always promote fitness and health, testosterone booster, tribe effect, as you can see the name at the bottom, tribalist effect. You know what I mean? 2 capsules a day, 60 capsules in here, results in 7 days, dietary supplement. I'm gonna give people a minute to come up in the chat. It's a lot going on. You got former Dipset member Unkasa holding it down because Gully TV called itself exposing his characteristics. So, you know, I don't care about the Browns football, but I care about Shador. And hopefully in the offseason they make up their mind on what they want to do with Stefanski, the Browns coach, because him, his crew, whoever he came with, as far as offensive coordinator, whoever, even if it's a janitor, take the janitor, whoever you had dealings on bringing, and y'all can exit the building. We don't want your ass around next year. We want to see nephew prosper and glow and be treated how you supposed to be treated. You know what I mean? As a Cleveland Browns head coach, you suck. You know what I mean? But yeah, this Gully TV and former Dipset member Unkasa. I see me, I'm a different type of internet nigga. A lot of bloggers, they jump on stories right away. You know what I mean? That's why half of them can never, it be false information because the moment something hit the net, whether it's through Instagram they hear about it or just surfing the net, they quit to jump on the story. You know what I mean? It's so many of them out there. I ain't gonna name names, but it's a lot of them out there who be so thirsty for content. They don't wait to see if it's fake, false, made up. You know what I mean? Nothing. They hear a story, they jump right on it. Then they feel they got to come back and correct it after you done pumped out a false narrative because a lot of these YouTubers, the moment they see any type of thing pop up on they feed, they want to report it. You know what I mean? And sometimes the shit be bogus information. Hit that like button. Be bogus information. Like, they be so thirsty that the moment they hear any type of thing, whether it's from TMZ, and we all know TMZ is a lying scumbag ass network, publishing company, whatever you want to do. But like, we all know Stray Kids World 2-3. Them, what it do, family? Brooke Hernandez, what's up, family? But we all know, hit that like button while y'all in here. But a lot of YouTubers pump out false narratives the moment any information hit the net. They ready to jump on it and then got to come back and correct themselves because you done pumped out a false narrative. Kaja, hello, what's up, family? Brooke Hernandez, good, how are you? Oh, man, we talking about how a lot of dudes from the internet pump out false narratives just to gain attraction, be a part of the algorithm, and the story don't even be true. You know what I mean? Like, they worse than TMZ. Like me, I'm more of a person, I'm observant. You know what I mean? I'm patient, but I can turn it into a savage. But I know how to chill a little bit. I'll smoke on it and get the story from both sides and then put my 2 cents on it and figure out who's the scumbag and who ain't. And with the Unkasa and Gully TV situation, I appreciate y'all tap that like button. But the Gully and Unkasa situation, I analyzed it very well. You know what I mean? And I've been felt the way Gully TV come off. Not all the time, but sometimes as exaggerated. You know what I mean? Self-centered. Brooke Hernandez, yes, we need more people like you. You already know it, dog. I appreciate you hitting that like button and tapping in with me and set your notification and go to my YouTube post and just learn me. You know what I mean? Look at my merch. You know what I mean? Like I say, I just dropped my new Tribe Gang mask with the new logo on it. The old logo you'll see is on my YouTube post or whatever. But, check me out, man. Tap in with me. I'm always shout you out. I appreciate you. But I analyze the situation from both sides as far as Gully and former Dipset member Unkasa. And I know when a dude is kind of telling the truth and when a dude ain't. I'm a vibe and energy type of guy. I go by vibe and energy, you know what I mean? So I go by vibe and energy. So Gully TV, he is just like a lot of these YouTubers. Like, who were you? I'm not real 9/11. Me too. What's up, family? I'm going to find out. But hit that like button while y'all in here. Show me some love. But Gully TV is not the only person who was fraud before the net. 9 out of 199% of these guys just passed it through, but hey, liked. I appreciate you, dog. Salute. Hit that like button. I appreciate you stopping through, my guy. But Gully TV, he don't know how to. I feel like when it comes to his crowd and his followers, he don't know how to talk to people. Like, I'd be amazed at sometimes for a guy who's 48 years old to be telling his viewers to suck his pecker wood, threatening them, going off on them. You know what I mean? Like, losing control. And then another thing is too, like, I could tell Cap shit. Like, okay, if you telling a story, man, I was locked up majority of my life. I was in boys' homes and all of this different stuff that you talk about. When was you ever really getting money? And we ain't talking about 8-ball and 50 block and 100 block money, which is some people call double ups and shit like that. But we talking about, like, when did you have time to get all this money and live all this extravagant way? To me, you a serial nutter. You know what I mean? You just like several people I know. I got cousins who are serial nutters. You a serial nutter. To kind of find out, I'll be back around for real though. My guy, salute. Appreciate you, family. I feel like this is not just Gully TV, but like, you got like 12, 13 kids, 7, 8 kids. Your girl is an info and you a serial nutter. Meaning, like, you just, it ain't even about making love. It ain't even a feeling. You just get your rocks off just getting off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what it's all about with you. You know what I mean? And I call dudes with multiple BMs and multiple kids that scattered all over the place serial nutters. Whether it's Boosie, whether it's Nick Cannon, whether it's whoever, you know what I mean? Normal daily life people that we all know about. Like, you can't possibly be in it for the enjoyment of, you know what I mean? You get off just getting yourself off. You know what I mean? And just leaving baggages everywhere you touch and wherever you land at. You know what I mean? But when you got 15 kids, 13 kids, 10 kids, or however many kids you got, you know what I mean? Just because you get your kids, meaning whether it's through the courts, you know what I mean? Or you and your baby mamas got something set up where y'all do, y'all kind of got something set up where y'all understand. But I feel like, when you got like 13 kids and you like a part of normal society tax bracket like us viewers, you shouldn't be riding in no Benz and worried about Jordan 5s, Gucci this, and 40K on the watch when you got 15 kids that you don't even take care of. I mean, I ain't gonna say don't take care of, but from the outside looking in, it look like you don't do right by them. You know what I mean? Brooke Hernandez. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like you don't do right by them. I feel like if you got 15 to 13 kids, 10 kids, 11 kids, just because your baby mama drop your kids off to you every other weekend don't qualify you as a good dad. You just a good babysitter. You're a reliable babysitter. A lot of women got BDs that's just good, reliable babysitters, meaning like they don't take them to Chuck E. Cheese. They don't take them to the nearest park, recreation park, try to shoot hoops with them. They don't throw a football with them. They don't do bonding type shit in order to make the bond go closer. You feel you qualify as a good parent because whenever your BM call you, you don't shoot her down. But she calls you because she knows one thing you is good at because you was good at it when y'all was together and she was able to go out and do her, is that you a good babysitter. You know what I mean? And a lot of dudes got good, I'm a good father confused with good, being a good babysitter. Dog, you just a good babysitter. You post everything else but shit that really means something, like clothes, chains, jewelry, you being a rapper, you know, anything that's not real. You know what I mean? You don't really do real shit. You don't shoot hoops with your kids. You don't spend real time as far as shit that they can remember. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like if you one of them kind of dudes, you don't supposed to be on the net with a Gucci wallet. You don't supposed to have your girl a Chanel or a Birkin or whatever, you know, designer or whatever. You don't supposed to be doing none of that. You strictly need to be focusing on you, because if you better, your kids better. All of this extra Instagram double life shit you trying to live and you got a million kids, stop it. Everybody know the real. You got like 4, 5 different baby mamas. You can't even pull out of a parking lot straight. You know what I mean? So me, I don't really respect. And some people say, well, what if they millionaires and they can take care of them? Okay, so what? You a millionaire, but that give you a right to just go on a nut spree and turn to a serial nutter, like how they have serial killers. You just going state to state, nutting, just, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, where's the class in that at? You know what I mean? And it got so bad to the point now where you got women like Cardi B who had 2 kids in wedlock, and then now you having a kid out of wedlock. Like, I don't mean to sound messed up, but don't that make that kid a bastard? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, bro, like, that's not cute. Like, you think it's cuter that you was going through a divorce. The dude you got a kid by now slanging just as much pipe as Offset was slanging. Except for I don't know. It's just weird, like how morals and certain codes of standards just flew out the window. Like, you riding down the highway with the window down. You know what I mean? It just flew out the window. You know what I mean? Like, morals and certain ethics don't even exist no more. And they use the excuse of, because the woman got to take just as much blame as the guy. You know what I mean? You know, as the guy. You know, and I feel like a lot of these bloggers and YouTubers that come on here, who was you before the net? Like, a lot of these dudes, bro, like, they had these people so caught up, viewers, that they was that nigga before they got on the net. Bro, a lot of them, if you see a picture of a lot of them, man, you'll damn near be like, boy, you look like you damn near was at Harvard. Boy, like, what made you stop doing what you was doing to pursue this? You know what I mean? Because think about it, like, it's like a lot of sports athletes, like me, like, for example, Antonio Cromartie, he played in the NFL for the Jets and several other teams. Just a real football. I grew up with him. Like, we was homies tight, right? And then at some point, he just started, you know, spreading his love as far as making kids everywhere and shit like that or whatever. You know what I mean? A lot of guys who wasn't getting cat like that in their younger years, and trust me, I know I got cousins, they so traumatized off the wetness or whatever it is, because they just it's like when crack hit in the 80s, you know what I mean? Like, they chasing that first high. That's how it is with serial nutters. Like, some guys' worst downfall ain't even got to be marijuana. It's coochie, twat, box, whatever you want to call it, because once you got it, you don't know how to act. I mean, you lost your damn mind, bro. And then a lot of them think it's so player. You got 7, 8 kids. Let's be real, bro. You ain't getting no bread like that, bro. Because if you was eating like that for real, when you get locked up, the lifestyle for your kids will still continue. It don't continue. Your kids only got decent memories when you out of jail, as far as how you pull out that mitt to them, 2,500, look like you got 10 grand, kids don't really know no better, and then you able out of 3,500 to get them 100 at will, so you a hero to them. You know what I mean? But in reality, you're not. You know what I mean? You got multiple baby mamas. You know what I mean? You kid here, kid here, kid here, kid here, kid here. And the only reason I blame certain female because when you get, yeah, some niggas do be living double lives. You know what I mean? Where you be like, man, you know, this nigga was living a double life. I ain't even know he had a wife. That's true. That can happen. But a lot of females do know. A lot of females be knowing some niggas baby mamas. You know what I mean? Be like, oh, I know her. We went to school together. Or they be like, we used to work together. Like they be knowing some of them. So you kind of know deep down who ain't shit and who is. So it's just a chance you willing to take. Or some people feel like they got the golden arch that much where, oh, he met me, he gonna change. I can make him change type shit. And sometimes it backfire. Sometimes it don't backfire. Hit that like button while y'all in here. Remember, Tribe gained new masks available with the new logo on it, the new shiesties. Tribe shiesties, new ones. Tap in with your boy. Shopify app, Tribe Culture TV 83. But like I said, a lot of women be knowing that the dude they meet ain't really shit because you just feel you got the McDonald's golden arch and that he met you, he won't be like that. And then next thing you know, when shit get rocky with y'all and it don't go how you thought, now you feeling like how Tasha, Tisha, Kamisha, Faisha, and whoever feel now like, damn. You know what I mean? But you didn't feel that way at first because when you was beefing with his last baby mama about him not being productive, in your mind, he was a damn superhero. You know what I mean? So even though we as men, the reason they can produce, women got to take some accountability too and stop falling for the ooh-wee. You know what I mean? We living in a time now where I remember a long time ago, I was telling my mom that like if you pull out a condom, like you and the person, you know, y'all leaving the spot, they leaving the spot, then you know, all right, y'all call each other, all right, we're gonna link up, woo, 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 and we probably get to your spot or get a room or whatever about the same time or whatever. We living in a time now, like I told my mom that, man, you pull out a condom, they might look at you weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like what you trying to, you feel I got something? What you trying to say? I got something? Like, I'm clean, woo, de woo, de woo. And it ain't even about whether you clean or not. It's about, you know what I mean? Like being responsible. You know what I mean? But that's how much times have changed where if you pull out a condom, some women get offended by it. You know what I mean? And that's how much the times change. But when you on the net, and we talking about people who was lames and nobody before the net. We ain't talking about people who had to start getting YouTube checks and shit. And then I came into this shit bossed up. I was already that nigga, been that nigga without the net and will be. If the net shut down today, I'm going to always be who I am. You know what I mean? I don't got to prove nothing. I don't got to come on here Rolexed up, diamond up all the time and all of that sweat. Nah, I don't care. You know what I mean? Because when you been getting money before all these niggas, I've been getting money. These niggas just all woke up a year or two ago and said, I want to be a content creator. 2 years, I want to be a content. I've been doing this shit. Like, for many moons now, you know what I mean? When they was working at a damn cleaning building somewhere, I was doing this and getting real mucho. You know what I mean? So a lot of people ain't used to having multiple women, racks on top of racks, different cars, jewelry, and certain attention. So now when they get in the league, the NBA, the NFL, or they get into the YouTube spotlight where you're creating revenue for yourself, now you don't know how to act. You don't know how to conduct yourself. You know why? Because a lot of these dudes, they cap. They talk about, oh, I was getting money before. I was getting money before this and that. Woo, de woo, de woo. Trust me. Anybody who was getting real chilly, meaning paper, is going to show. You know what I mean? By the way a person conduct themselves. Like me. I'm so used to getting money so other ways that I got to make myself realize that I got a brand and that I should go live every day. When you come into this shit papered up and you already that nigga from the street life to the internet, you tend to be a little bit more relaxed on your approach than how somebody who wasn't getting no money as far as, and when we say getting money, we ain't saying like, you know, they might have had a job they was getting, we saying as far as where you could splurge and live outside your normal means. Like if you was normally going to the mall with a job buying one pair of J's, now you got a job and you pulling moves, so you able to go in there and get you, okay, not only them J's, let me get them Lacostes, and then let me get them Pumas right there, whatever. You know what I mean? So, but when you like me, you really got to stay motivating yourself to go live and tap in with your people and let it be known that you got a brand, because when you so used to living a certain way, like I do this, what I'm doing anyway. I don't gotta do this for the net. Anybody who know me, boy, I do this. Boy, I smoke goddamn yellow bus loads around this bitch. You know what I mean? You know, so it's like I've been doing this. I don't got a front for the net. You know what I mean? I done been high, middle, and low. You know what I mean? I know how it feel to be rich, slight weight rich, hood rich, all of that rolled in one big ass blunt. You know what I mean? So my approach is gonna be a lot more different versus a Brother Polite, a Dr. Umar, and all them who get on here. Oh, my Cash App, Zelle Pay, woo woo woo. If I post my Cash App, it's because I'm having some issues with my website right now. And if you wanna, you know what I mean, still tap in with your boy and get merch, you know, jackets, whatever, apparel, you know what I mean? I might be going through the app or Apple Pay or something like that, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, a lot of people play on the conscience of their viewers to the point that their viewers don't question, like, who was you before? Yeah, okay, you telling us, you know what I mean? But like, where's the proof? Like, you coming on here acting like you a financial specialist, life coach. You know what I mean? One thing about me, anything I say, I can back it up. You know what I mean? I've worked at the Godstone program in Ohio. You know what I mean? It's documented proof I was there. You know what I mean? I just did a couple months ago, Breast Cancer Foundation. You know what I mean? Where we helped out thousands of people from all over the world who came all over and gave them Tempur-Pedic mattresses, gift bags. I mean, left with cars full of shit. You know what I mean? And I've been doing that part since I was little. My mom would go over there 4th Ave down in the city, and we would be over there feeding them and all of that shit before they moved it to by Pensacola. You know what I mean? So I was raised on giving. You know what I mean? And not looking forward to receive nothing in the end. If you do it, you just doing it. You know what I mean? And a lot of people priorities is so confused and backwards that you trying to follow false prophets and false leaders to the point that you got losers coming on here saying that they was that nigga before, and how you don't add up. You did juvenile time, adult time. Like, I'm trying to add this up. Like, when was you ever, you know what I mean, ever that nigga? Like, how you proclaiming to be? Like, when? You know what I mean? It ain't adding up. Then you Uda, and then like I told you, like I was analyzing the dispute between Gully TV and former Dipset Purple City Bird Gang member Unkasa. And I know when somebody lying. I done been in Unkasa's shoes and been around dudes who I might have knew back in the game, but just knew through life, who when we both went our separate journeys, they went on to be something, and I went on to be something, and then you see them on TV too. And you like, damn, you just capping. Like, you really disappointed. Like, damn, like you took over a whole block. You was plugged in with Chapo. You were editor, you were you all type of these different talents all of a sudden you got now. You know what I mean? And you do be amazed at the fraudness of a lot of these people, bro. You was getting money, you was doing this and that. When? I remember you. You wasn't even aggressive. Any situation you put yourself in was a self-inflicted situation. You wasn't never living like that. You know what I mean? And we're not even saying who living like that, like it's more bragging points, but we talking about false wannabe speakers, bloggers, whatever they is. You know what I mean? Like, you got your whole crowd is following false leadership. You got them thinking because you got a few pictures of you in a dirty ass club. And I'm saying dirty because I've been in clubs too. It's germs, all type of shit. Motherfuckers pissing there. You know, pee on the wall, pee on the ground, take dumps, don't flush the toilet. One chick might be on a period. Like, filthy, dirty club that defines you getting money. You know what I mean? That doesn't define you getting money because you got pictures. It just show that you was in a club around a bunch of dirty niggas. You know what I mean? That don't define you getting no money. Just because you was singing in a song from 86 don't define you getting no money. You know what I mean? Who knows you? You know what I mean? Like, this blocks and stuff you represent. Like, how come ain't nobody, you got content from everybody else but from the people who truly know you? Hit that like button. Why is that, though? You know what I mean? Then when you see these dudes post pictures, people who comment on the pictures ain't people who know them personally. It's people since you've been a blogger commenting on the pictures, not people who could be like, oh, I remember that night. Nigga, we did it big that night. No, those are, you got people commenting from the internet, man. I see you shining that night. Like, you don't got people commenting on your pictures and stuff you claiming, like, you know what I mean, that know you. You know what I mean? Like, that's like really it's a lot of red flags and fraudness, man. You know what I mean? Like, these dudes become internet people, and the internet people has gassed them so much that they that nigga, because since they been on the internet, they came with a chain, a BMW, and a double R. Like, to the internet, you that nigga. But just a week ago, to the real hustlers like me who been really out here putting belt in the street, getting mucho, you know what I mean, and really living, we like sit back and be like, okay, damn, you know what I mean? Like, okay, oh, like, okay, so let's see where this go. This is very interesting, you know what I mean? You know? And even in the Bible, they talk about false leadership and false prophets. You know what I mean? Not just as far as pastors. You know what I mean? A lot of people, you know what this shit remind me of? It remind me, a lot of stuff remind me of before the Panthers hit. Like, a lot of people are just searching for somebody to lead them. They don't care how it look, how it sound. They just looking for leadership. They don't care if it's false or not. You know what I mean? If this person say the sky is purple, I'm riding with them till the wheels fall off. You know what I mean? Me, like I said, I'm more of a observant type person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't just jump on something because what somebody say and treat it like it's gold. You know what I mean? When Gully TV and Unkasa was having a feud and Unkasa saying things, in my mind, I already knew, because a lot of stuff don't add up. Who in the fuck go to Miami and you from Erie, PA with $900? You know what I mean? To the point where a nigga who you just met, not nobody from the home team. That's how you know too, when a dude really burn their shit up. Like, okay, Gully TV said he went to Miami with $900. Who the hell does that? But a nigga from Erie, PA would do that because he don't got no experience on knowing you don't go to Miami with $900. That's backwards. Then South Beach at that, like, what the fuck is you doing? You go there with $900. You run out of money fast to the point one of Unkasa's homies had to slide you $100 to cover a bill. The reason Unkasa feel the way he feel is because when you bring a stranger around your homies, right? Your homies treating them fair and treating them as if he been around. You met his homies through him. You know what I mean? And then you when everybody part ways, you still dealing and talking with his homie and acting like you didn't meet his homie through him. That is a problem. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't have never even got around and meet, like, Unkasa basically saying this to Gully TV. It's not even that I'm gonna knock you and say you didn't continue your drive, because yes, he did what a dude like him on the rise around this town was supposed to do. Unkasa basically saying is, my affiliation and me bringing you around now, people made other people in the entertainment business not really have to second guess you like that. Meaning, dumbass boy, like, oh, okay, I see Hell Real talking to him and Unkasa and Shice Bub. So, oh, okay, if they talking to him, he must be cool. That's the effect Unkasa saying how he looked out for you and all of that. But people be so small-minded that they so self-centered, they don't understand when a person be feeling like, damn, nigga, how you gonna try to cross Mr. Miyagi? You was Daniel's son. Like, I brought you around. You were just listen, I'm in Ohio. Before they put Jazz Casino in Cleveland, bro, Erie, PA, bro, that's where we used to go to play gamble, bro. I've been to PA before. Ain't shit happening there. So when a nigga like Unkasa say how he brought them out there and he wanted to go to the block, I don't know if it was 17th in German, I don't know what the fuck, but how he wanted to go to the block, that's some small town nigga mentality type shit where you want to show off. You want to show that you got ties, because ain't really too much going on in your city as far as people trying to really, really rub shoulders in the entertainment world. So you want to make it seem like to your little small city, that's the size of a matchbox, that you that nigga. You know what I mean? And when you somebody similar, like being in unkasa situation, meaning like you don't rub shoulders with certain people, I understand what he's saying. You know what I mean? I understand what he's saying. Hey, what's up? I understand what he's saying. Hit that like button. He basically just saying like, look, you know what I mean? And then people be thinking when people take these trips, like these bloggers and internet niggas and all that, bruh, it don't be costing much, bruh. Like me, I got a booking app on my phone, bruh. It don't be costing much to take these trips. Like, I don't know why y'all as viewers and people who be fans of people be like, but he traveled to Asia, bruh. Like, don't you know? And then half the time, if you book your trip 6, 7 months ahead of advance, you get even much of a discount. Like, a lot of people is just green as hell. That's what we say in Florida. Like, when people who certain other people say you gray, but green as hell. Like it don't always cost racks to go on trips. You know what I mean? A lot of times, if you pre-book ahead of time, you gonna get a discount. And then if you know some type of booking like agency, like the girl Cat on Facebook, who from the Ville, who be tapping everybody in with trips for the low, man, you might get a trip from here to Asia for $86, bro. You feel me? Like, don't let these bloggers and all these dudes, because they show racks, you know what I mean, that they really paying out the pocket to go to Dubai and all that. Nah, man, you know what I mean? Sometimes it be private flight plans where you fly with other couples and everybody like put money in on the pot type shit. You know what I mean? None of y'all really know each other. Y'all just got one thing in common, flying private to Japan or something. You know what I mean? So, you know, we got to stop like overhyping these dudes up. You know what I mean? Like, as far as like, hey, man, you living, man, you could do the same thing too. But everybody apply themselves different. Like, me going over to Tokyo, that ain't no dream of mine. Like, you know what I mean? Just because you want to go to Asia, that don't mean you better than me because I don't want to go to Asia, or you got more money than me, or you more successful than me. I just never woke up like, ooh, I want to go to Asia. No, like, nah, bro. Everybody different, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Trips don't define character, bro. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it don't define character. You know what I mean? Like, just because you take trips don't mean you get money, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you just taking a trip. You know what I mean? And everybody don't care about going to other countries. Me, I feel I'm smart. I don't care about that other country shit. It's too messed up in the world to be trying to prove sometime I'm going to India. I am not finna go to nowhere outside the United States. I go everywhere in the U.S., and even Puerto Rico is U.S. I am not finna go to Asia and then shit hit the fan. Can't nobody move in the air. Anybody who American, you gotta stay. And you only took a certain amount of bread and all of this over there, and now you just over there just in the air. Like, you know what I mean? Nah, if I'm gonna be stuck in a war hit or anything hit the fan, I'm gonna be within America. Like, if I'm from New York and I'm in Kentucky, I can deal with that because I'm in America. No matter what, at some point I'll get back to New York. Or until shit blow over, I could post up here, but I'm not finna be way in another region out my hook where they can kick doors in and tie you up and tie you to a tree and try to make an example out of you. I know that's going on anyway in the world, as far as, you know, it's cutthroat business everywhere, but I'm gonna take my chances of staying where I'm from. I'm a American, and I'm gonna be doing American type shit. You know what I mean? But we gotta stop falling for these dudes who act like they was living that life before the internet. Who are you before the net? It's nothing of you. No pictures, nothing of you exists before the net. Stop it. You was never that nigga. You know what I mean? You wasn't getting females like that. That's why a lot of them athletes, when you hear about them having multiple baby mamas, it's because they wasn't getting coochie like that. They wasn't getting cat like that. I ain't saying all, but the majority of a lot of them. How was you when you traveling? Like, you was like how LeBron, like, you traveling here, you AAU tournaments, this tournament, that tournament, Taco Bell, Krispy Kreme, you all these tournaments. When was you ever able to get cat? You know what I mean? Like, that's why a lot of them lose their damn mind when they do get in the league, the NFL, the NBA, pro tennis, baseball, rapper, actor, you know what I mean? All these different things now, because now you ain't never had so much access to women, or women having so much access to you, that now you in the entertainment business, you got coochie coming from flying at like the twat dropping from the sky, landing in your lap like a football. You got from everywhere, all different nationalities. And another thing, you know how many dudes ain't never even hit outside their nationality? You know what I mean? That'd be another thing, like these athletes and all of them, like even if they did get some twat or they hit the box, it was somebody who was black or white or whatever they is. It was not nobody Rican or whatever. I done had them all, you know what I mean, from all walks of life, you know what I mean? And that's what I be meaning, like if you was that dude before you blew up, before the net, before I started choosing to dedicate and be for real this time, because I always been a part of media, the media game, but it was the entertainment, like the rapper side or this side. I was already that nigga. My mama tell you, I had girls calling the crib, bro, in 4th grade. My mama, hey, Mario, telephone. I already been that nigga for a long time. I'm the nigga who, you know, when it's a family event, I'm gonna make smiles and all of that happen. You feel me? A lot of people wasn't that nigga before they got in the situation where they got so much attention. You know what I mean? To the point they just don't know how to act. They don't know how to. They don't. That's why you think I call them serial nutters, because they had nobody to tell them about a condom. And even if they did, they ain't even thinking about a condom. So then you just out here serial nutting. You become a Nick Cannon. You become a Boosie. You become like some people I know. You know what I mean? Who listen, man. Some people act like sex was the greatest thing ever created, bro. Like the way they go about it, like, and like I said, women got to take accountability too. You know what I mean? You will see a woman with so many kids and still keep having it. You'll be like, damn, what, like, is this shit love, or is this shit for taxes and benefits? You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's to the point that we don't even care about you posting your newborn. That shit is fake. In reality, people really saying they tired of your ass. It's not even exciting no more. And it's like you a nympho and he's a fucking serial nutter. You know what I mean? Nigga got 7, 8 kids before he met you, and you and him have a kid. And then when y'all break up, you saying he a low-life scumbag and he don't do what he supposed to do. Because you thought you had the golden arch to change things. Just because you like to listen to your music on the jukebox don't mean everybody else do, sweetheart. Some people might be mentally challenged and still like to listen to their music on the CD player. Some might iPod. You know what I mean? It all depends, the individual. You know what I mean? Life ain't about always liking what each other like. You know what I mean? I just felt like when it comes to the unkasa and Gully TV situation, I done been in unkasa situation where you turn a nigga on like me. I told you it's no benefits. I don't give a fuck about you getting out of prison. You know what I mean? I'm not looking out for you. I'm not giving you shit. I don't care. You know what I mean? I used to be one of those. Your man's come home, you hit him with a pack racks and whatever he want to do, you really hear him out and support him and send him in that direction where he want to go, and he got to take flight from there. I done been the dude sending pictures with money and then you subscribe a few lines. You get no reward for being a real nigga. Trust me, you don't. I did all of that. Me and them niggas you don't even talk. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, y'all talking about gang, 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 got the same tattoo and all of that. You know what I mean? And 15 years later, y'all ain't talk to each other. You know what I mean? Like, that shit is a childish mind frame where you feel like you gotta hold a nigga hand. Like, I don't want nobody holding my hand. Hit that like button. Cuz, what it do? Happy New Year. Damn, I ain't even see Cuz, what it do? I'm so much in the zone. What it do, family? But, like, a nigga be so in the zone of trying to be a real nigga, you don't get no reward. It's kind of like the stepdaddy syndrome. Like, you don't get rewarded for being a stepdad. You know what I mean? It could go for stepmothers too. You know what I mean? Because I got my son. Like, I'm a single parent. You know what I mean? As far as where I got my son, I've had him his whole life. He's 12 now. You know what I mean? But life, the only way you learn lessons is by experiments that you go through on a daily basis. You know what I mean? I learned I didn't want to be a serial nutter by seeing other people and guys with multiple kids and women. You know what I mean? That's what I call dudes who just go around just splash mountain and all type of different chicks, even though the chick is letting them do it. You a serial nutter. You can't possibly get no enjoyment out of the box, bro. You just doing it to get off, bro. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of them out there. Women are serial nymphos where they just like to feel the calm because to them it feel warm. You know what I mean? Like I told you, we living in a time now where if you pull out a condom, a woman will get offended. You know what I mean? Like it hit you with like, what you trying to say? I ain't clean? What you think I got something? That's how crazy the times is now. You know what I mean? Thank you. That's the times we living in, man. This shit spooky out here. You know what I mean? You got bloggers really thinking they kingpins. You think because you sell a little merch, you got a little following, and you really gassed off that shit. You know why? Because you never had that much attention before in your life till you got on the internet. I've been had hoes, bitches, whatever you want to call them. It's no disrespect. We just having a moment. I've been had them. Like I told you, my mom could come on here right now and tell you, I've been Mario, telephone, 4th grade, elementary, girls calling crib. My mom ain't really have to have a conversation with me because she knew already I like women. You know what I mean? So I'm just thankful that I had a father to tell me not to be reckless. You know what I mean? Don't be a serial nutter. Don't just go around splash mounting any and everything. You know what I mean? Your 2 legs and and 2 sets of balls can't be in 40 different destinations because you wanted to please yourself for those quick 5 minutes, 30 minutes, however long you take to do your thing. You know what I mean? To me, life will only beat you up unless you're a quitter, unless you're not determined to complete goals. This year, my last live, I talked about I'm cutting water off. You know what I mean? Meaning like, I don't got a lot of associates. Like if I call you family, then you just family. You don't got nothing to do with me saying I don't associate. But like I said before, you go to my Instagram, G Rio Benji, you go, keep giving them the real cuz it's 2026. Either get with it or get left behind like that. Y'all already heard that shit from my motherfucking cousin, Monster, aka Gibson. That nigga couldn't have said that shit no better. Either you get your ass right or get left behind. And there's some people on here that'll tell you that I've left behind. You know what I mean? And it wasn't that I wanted to, it's that it's only so much mentally you can do before it drains you and beats you up and you be like, you know what? You know what I mean? You know, and sometimes it takes for a person to value you when you're not around so they can realize how much they should have valued you. You know what I mean? Hit that like button. Um, Sometimes you don't realize the certain roles people play in your life till you don't have them anymore. You know what I mean? Like if I got somebody who don't steal, who's not materialistic, who's not always just trying to figure out a way to spend money, and who do right by, meaning like they want what's best for you. Like they got your best interest. And through the arguments and ups and downs, you feel security with them. Those are people that you try to hold on to. And you don't let them walk away from you because a walk away is not a guaranteed return all the time. Because once you give certain people your ass to kiss as far as showing like you don't care, once they walk away, they don't return. You know what I mean? And I always used to go by a motto of chances make champions. But sometimes some chances just ain't worth it because if you tried and there's no change in it, then you got to move forward. You know what I mean? You know how many people I know that You know what I mean? Like I ain't seen in a long time. Like my cousin who just spoke on him, is love for him because despite us having a lot of years of not talking, me and this nigga literally been knowing each other since kids. Like me going to this nigga house, his mama, old school shit. Your mama come to the door and I be like, is such and such in there? And then she be like, yeah, hold on a second or whatever, or wait right here, whatever. You know what I mean? So even if you have a disagreement with somebody you know like that, it can never be eternal. Y'all could patch that shit up and move forward. You feel me? Because history and love gonna override some temporary miscommunication bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna leave it alone. Just cause you internet and you became somebody on the internet, don't get beside yourself because now you got a certain amount of subscribers, you get views and all of this, and then get the feeling like you an eagle, like you can fly over people. Okay, you can fly over people, but they got guns too. A motherfucker will chop you down from the sky real fast. You know what I mean? Don't get the feeling like you superior, you feel me? Don't, you know what I mean? Because you could turn it from an eagle to a worm real fast. You know what I mean? Like, I was getting money known for who I was known for before the internet. So I'm gonna always come palms up, basically. You know what I mean? Like, you can see I ain't got no weapon, I ain't got nothing, you know what I mean? If I'm coming palms down, and that means I don't think you really want to be nowhere within striking distance. I ain't talking about always with the hands. I be on the same type of time. Okay, put this way, I'm gonna say this. My son 12. I told him the rappers that you listen to and you like, I'm more gangster than them niggas. Them niggas not gangster. I really put in work. My mama house was getting raided since I was 10. Boy, I really been out this bitch for real with the laws coming in there looking for shit. I'm really out there. You know what I mean? My first slanging iron action, we didn't even have a car. We walked up to the dude crib and stood out front in a damn row like Harlem Night and blew his shit down. You know what I mean? So don't ever get it twisted because you know me as your dad. I'm more gangster than any nigga you know. And I'm still living like that. I'm my cousin say that shit cuz 100, right? Like you supposed to think Gucci or Lil Uzi Vert and all these niggas more gang nigga. Boy, you to this day, I'm still don't I will cut this internet shit off and poof. Yeah, you know what I mean? Don't ever get it fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I try not to put myself in certain situations because I'm my own everything. I'm my own employee. I don't want to be shipped. This shit right here, I go to UPS. I mail this shit out. Boy, I ain't got nobody hired. I'm my own staff, my own everything. Goon, gangster, everything. So I know how I am. I'm going to make your ass meet your maker. So I'm a chill. I ain't going to gringos and all that shit to have a shot of liquor. You know what I mean? I don't even drink anyway. If y'all see me with some drink, people who know I'm perping like a motherfucker, that's probably like mango mixed with all type of different shit. Now that Bob Marley, I blow that Bob Marley, but I ain't no drinker. I don't give a fuck about drinking. But if I did, it'd be wine and champagne. But I know me. I'm not going back and forth with nobody. The moment your lips even, you better tell me you got a stuttering problem. The moment your lips even like that, in my mind, that's slanging iron. You're getting your ass sent to the upper room. So I know me. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to have people standing around be like, well, he did say he was coming back. I'm not going to do none of that. Your ass is going to raise boom boom room. And look, this is not a threat or nothing like that. We don't do that on Tribe TV. Y'all just getting to know me. Off camera, I'm him. You know what I mean? I never left the field. Through all my cousin who on here right now watching this shit, he done had times where he had to leave the field. He had to go do some time and shit. Nigga, I stayed in them. Boy, I never left. People think because of you get older, okay, I'm 42. Mentally, boy, I'm fucked up. I'm still 19 and under from before I went down. I will get on your ass. You know what I mean? I'm really, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't no, oh, you know, be the bigger person. The bigger person, I was that when I woke up. I didn't come on that time. You made me put the mask on and come out and post up on your ass. You know what I mean? You know? So don't ever get it twisted because you don't see a person doing something that they're not doing it. You know what I mean? And that's where a lot of y'all go wrong at. You know what I mean? For real. But I'm going to leave it alone now. But we're going to talk about Boosie. Boosie. You know what I mean? Somebody say 5, but they wanted to do 2 out of that. You know what I mean? Boosie a legend. Boosie done been through a lot. Cancer, shot, this, that, all type of things. We all know Boosie. And 2 years, feds be having like programs type shit. And then I know, you know, if you accept a responsibility at a reasonable time too, that can help out. But he got a lot of good going for him right now. Like, I like the person who sometimes, man, we get in shit and that makes us, that brings out the person who we really supposed to be. You know what I mean? He tightened up on his business a lot more. He seemed like he's prospered more since he's caught his case as far as just with life and shit in general. So I know nobody don't want to go do 2 years, but you know what I mean? You know, go knock that shit down. You know what I mean? And get on back. You know what I mean? You got a baby. You just had, I think, his girl pregnant again with another baby. And then you know he already got a big family already. You know what I mean? So, from all my years of growing up watching Boosie, I'm proud of who the man Boosie is now. You know what I mean? Like, you know, just go on and knock that time out and get on back. You feel me? You know what I mean? And with everything you've been through. And then, see, we as individuals, like, deep down, we know everything we truly go through. So if you catch a robbery and a judge give you 3 years or 5 years, you know, like, I done did a million robberies. So we hate that, we hate certain shit, though. Like, damn, he gave me 5 years. Damn, he gave me this. But, you know, person that got away with so much shit, you got to take accountability and say, damn, I done got away with so much shit. Let me down and take this little shit as a blessing. And, you know what I mean? Knock it down and hopefully get on back. You know what I mean? But like I say, remember, man, we got the tribalist effect. You know what I mean? You see that at the bottom that say tribalist. You know what I mean? And look, I start from the bottom like everybody else. I kept one of these. Like, anybody who know me seen in some of my videos, I used to promote this right here. These are the same companies. I had to start promoting this. You know what I mean? And they told me once you get 5,000 views or better promoting this, we'll give you your own slot. And a lot of people don't know that. You know what I mean? When I was promoting this testosterone booster, you know what I mean? 2 capsules a day, dietary supplements, results in 7 days. You know what I mean? That was like business. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, once I completed that task, you know what I mean? Kind of like what y'all see what Rick Ross do with Bel Air Rose and all that shit. Like how he just got it sitting there and shit like that. Like how y'all see me. You know what I mean? How you just got it sitting there. I'm promoting. You feel me? So once that happened, I got my own shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, my own brand. You know what I mean? So if you don't see me or you don't run into me, I'm not always just sitting around just not doing nothing and counting the wall or looking at fucking roaches or some shit. You know what I mean? No, I'm strategizing and plotting on how could I make my brand bigger and off the things that I like. You know what I mean? And just sharing with others. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, we all got to start from somewhere. You know what I mean? And keep in mind that, you know what I mean, shit don't fall out of the sky and just land in your lap. You know what I mean? And like I say, Boosie, yeah, they say 2 years. Hope my boy go knock that shit out and get on back. My boy Shador Sanders, you know what I mean? We don't care about this year. We just wanted him to have PT, but they do need to figure some shit out. Whether they fire Stefanski ass, get him up out of there, because I'm not even going back to the stadium until they get rid of his ass. You know what I mean? But I do not want to miss a whole nother season next year of my dog Shador. You know what I mean? I do want to catch him, but like I say, Tribe TV, y'all already know, man. Shopify app, tap in Shopify. Tribe Culture TV 83. Go in there, scout it out, man. You know what I mean? Go to my YouTube post, hit the like, comment, subscribe. You know what I mean? I actually only meant to kick it with y'all for 51 minutes. We kicked it in here 55 minutes. Tapping with y'all tomorrow. Salute. Tribe gang. We out.